That's it.
We need a good intro. We're switching
we have an
places
intro.
in a way.
Yeah. Well, I got
Right?
the laptop today,
Yeah.
so I wanted you to do the intro. That's why I didn't say anything.
Oh, is that why it was so
gonna
bad?
See it. It's like a negotiation. I was going to
Got it.
just
I
talks
tepidly
first.
sat down at the table.
it.
Yeah, it's a bad start for my negotiation anyways.
If that's what 2026 holds for us, jeez.
Give me the laptop. I'm more comfortable on that. Okay,
right.
Jake, well, what do we got for us today?
Yeah, right on. So this time around, I brought a listing to the table here. This is a active listing of ours. It's going to be posted this week. So when this comes out, it might be a week or two on market. But it's a mixed use. And so I know Dave brings a lot of traditional, multifam. And so I wanted to bring a little bit of flavor to the show, bring something different. So we have a mixed-use building. This building is in Scarborough.
Okay.
Right, so a little bit east of Toronto, just outside the beaches. It's not too far into Scarborough. It's on Eglinton, and I like this asset for a couple different reasons. It's first off, it's freehold. It's not condo. It's not anything like that. You own it. That's yours. There's no condo fees. It's in a strip plaza. So it's an interesting ownership structure, which we can talk a little bit later.
Okay.
And it's currently completely vacant.
Okay.
So the buyer of this gets to choose, do I move in? Do I put tenants in? Do I put a tenant upstairs and take the main floor? And it's already broken up where you can do that. They're not attached. It's not like a open staircase.
How many units? So give me a picture of.
So it's one 3-bedroom unit upstairs.
Okay.
We'll dive into value add a little bit later because there is a tremendous value add here. And then you have main floor retail office, lower level retail office.
Okay.
So main and lower are connected.
Very cool.
Upstairs is a 3-bed with balcony. It's quite a nice unit.
So not dissimilar from what I own in downtown Burlington.
Very similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just older.
Yeah. Nice.
Very cool. So on the screen here, I have some photos of it. I'll just kind of whip through this. This is our typical investment package we send out. Little introduction. There is a billboard on this, so I'll get to that.
Okay. A lot of moving pieces. I like it.
Plenty of parking here. So you can see the photos, see some features there. Purchase price, or the asking price on this is 1.375.
Okay.
And we'll run an analysis on that. But I'll just get down to the pro forma. And here's the floor plans on it. So you can see main floor commercial, second floor 3-bedroom. It's quite large. Every floor is about, call it 1,000 square feet.
Beautiful.
So you have 1,000 square foot 3-bedroom, 2,000 square feet of commercial. And then lower level, a bunch of bathrooms. I have a shower down there. All of that's been redone. And then there's some photos here. I'll just quickly whip through so people can see. Yes, that's green carpet. I love it. It was renovated 2 years ago, 2024.
Nice.
So renovated in 2024. New furnace on the property, new mechanicals. So it's really, there's very, very little capex needed for this.
Okay.
And we'll dive into some numbers here. So I'll actually switch over to my Excel.
And while you do that, I've got some questions. So
Absolutely.
Freehold, is there road maintenance fee, kind of grass cutting, snow removal stuff?
No. So
No.
that's interesting. So it's a strip plaza freehold. So essentially everybody owns from the back of the property to the street,
Okay.
which includes somewhere around 7 parking spots
Per unit.
per unit.
Wow.
And you have 2 parking spots at the rear, and all of these are exactly the same. So originally 3,000 square foot,
Got it.
one res, main and lower commercial.
Okay.
So snow removal, so technically snow removal is up to each individual owner.
Cool.
My understanding is many of the owners have gotten together and paid for one snow removal contract.
Not surprising.
Right,
Yeah.
which I would recommend you speak with the neighbors. This one currently does not have that.
Okay.
So they're doing their own snow removal, taking care of it themselves.
Got it.
That's how it's currently run. All right, so we'll dive into it. So the way I've run this, so we're going to run through today as an investor because that's what this show's about. But for end users, I've pretty much already said everything you need to know, right? So work, live, you can live upstairs, you can operate your business on the main floor, rent upstairs, operate on the main floor, whatnot. So we're showing a rental revenue on this of $30,000 a year on the res.
Okay.
So that is, I don't have a pro forma here, but it's $2,500 a month plus utilities.
Okay.
That's for a 3-bedroom apartment.
Seems.
In Scarborough. So it's actually on the lower end.
I was going to say.
I found higher rents, but I don't want to be pushing the market because the unit is very clean. However, it's outdated.
Got it. Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
so
3 bedrooms for $2,500 makes sense.
There's a balcony, there's parking. It's great. Then we're running $66,000 a year on the commercial, so that's $5,500 for the commercial plus utilities.
Okay.
Okay, so that's for basement and main floor.
Okay, and are you going to? Is the intention to separate those into 2 different commercial units, or lease it out as one?
I'd lease it out as one.
As one. Okay.
It's going to get too complicated once you have to start separating the staircase. Now, this is where it gets interesting because a lot of people have done throughout this plaza is actually converted that basement into more res units.
Oh, interesting.
So they have res above, res in the basement.
Okay.
And then they have the commercial on the main floor. But to do that, you have to move the staircase. You got to move it to the back. You got to do a small addition. So there's a little bit of cost associated with that. So why I'm showing it like this is, hey, I want to buy this thing, turn the key, rent it. What am I making at the end of the day?
And why do you think someone would do that? You think they're going to garner that much more rental income by doing it?
So there's one that sold last year that we're using as a comparable, and it was 4 or 5 shops over.
Got it.
And that's what they did. So they had actually 2 reses upstairs. So they split the 1,000 into 500 square foot res units, and then did 2 res units in the basement.
Oh, wow. So it becomes a 5 unit.
It becomes a 5 unit. You know, now are you going to CMHC with it? What's the play, right? Like, how is this working? So the challenge with that one is those basement units, we're not 100% sure if they're legal or not.
Well, that makes sense.
Because there's not that many windows down there.
So probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. And I don't know about the concept of these small, and I have 500 borders, 500 square feet. But as you start getting too small, there's especially Scarborough, all through Toronto, there's way too many of those, let's call them micro units.
Yeah.
And those are very, very hard to rent out. Where these 3-bedroom units, they're not.
Yeah.
Right? You're seeing a lot of people sell their houses and move and look for their 2-3 bedrooms.
Yep.
So, okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
And so my theory on it, and I'll get to it just in a minute here, I did want to just talk about the other source of income. So there's actually 3 sources of income here. So you have the res, the commercial, and then there's a billboard. So these guys, the owners of this property, actually, I don't know how they did it, but back when they bought the building, they actually got a billboard installed in the parking lot.
Beautiful.
So they lost 1 parking spot, but they got a 2-sided billboard. They're the only one in the plaza that has a billboard.
Love that.
And that's currently making about $8,000 a year. They've just renewed. We're going to bump that to $11,000 a year.
Great.
Right, and that's still a very conservative number. I know people are getting more. I've looked into this.
So
data.
here's a question, because I actually don't know about billboards. So you own it, you put it up. Then somebody says, "Okay, I want to use your billboard." Is it on them, the business, let's say, to pay the cost to actually put the signage up? Okay.
Yeah.
And the maintenance is on them.
Correct. Oh. So there's many. It's just like a commercial lease, right?
Can
There's
do
many
whatever
ways you can do it, right? So there's some companies I've seen where they say, "Hey, we'll come in, we'll install the billboard, we'll put the base in the ground, the concrete, the steel, whatever it is. You're going to give us 4 years free or 5 years free. After that, we'll start paying for it."
Got it.
Right. So they're hedging on getting their money back on the build within those first 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever that may be. So that's a very popular option we see. Some people will go to a third-party marketing company, just like a realtor, right? So they'll go out to a company, say, "Here's my billboard, right? I'll pay you to basically manage my billboard."
Got it.
So that company will take a portion of the rent to manage that billboard. So they'll make sure you're getting quality ads, top dollar, etc. That's something I would maybe recommend here if somebody doesn't want to do it themselves. But the current owners, people come and knock on their door. Like, they've been really lucky with this because it's
it's almost $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's almost like what a studio unit.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's where they're at with the billboard. So we have an extra little $11,000 in here that's just, completely hands off. Let it run. Take care of it. So that's that. We have our vacancy rates. So I've included those. I've put 5% for commercial, 2.5 for res.
Love it.
Right.
Yep.
Argue with me on that if you want. Right. We can move that up and down. And then expenses. So with this property, so expenses are going to be quite light compared to a traditional multifam building. The commercial tenant's going to be paying their utilities.
Yep.
The res is going to be paying their utilities. The billboard gets billed back to the house meter. So we've included, we've just included that in the commercial rent here. But if you want, we can throw in $500 a year for that. Right.
And everything's metered? Water,
everything's
hydro?
separately metered.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So we have property taxes, $11,008. We have $3,000 of insurance. That's their current insurance. We have repairs and maintenance 5%, so about $5,000 a year in repairs and maintenance. Being that you have a new roof, new windows, was recently renovated, all new mechanicals, that $5,000 is going to be for the small little stuff.
Right.
Utilities we have nil because we're completely separately metered on this. Again, I can throw in 500 if you want for the. There you go for the. Billboard, and then other costs we have 1% in there, as I always do. So just general admin, banking fees, accounting, whatnot, and that's $1,000. Right. So overall, all in all, we have an NOI of 84,404. Okay, so quite a nice NOI.
Like that.
And then we can go to the acquisition page. So I'm showing this as a 65% loan to value purchase. You can actually get closer to 70%, but again, we can run it at 70 if people want. That's a 25-year AM at 5%. So this is a mortgage that I've already run by a broker. They're confident they can get these numbers. It's very reasonable. We're showing a 1.25 debt service. Okay. 65 puts it at a 1.35 debt service. I was going to
guess 1.35.
Yeah. So if you're an investor and you're buying a mixed use and it's not CMHC financing, that's where I would want to see this. Is around a 1.35. That's where every bank's going to say we'll take a shot at it. You get into the 1.25, it gets a little tight. But if perhaps you're occupying the main floor, then you can also use some of your personal income to support the cost. So you can get into those 1.2, 1.25 range.
Yeah, and the 1.35 is nice, especially because you're running the numbers the way that the banks would run the numbers on these, right?
Correct.
So that's what happens typically is people either overshoot and try to run it like a multifamily, and you don't do it this way, or they run it like a true res and they miss a bunch of stuff. So that's nice. 1.35.
Yeah. So at the asking, with our NOI, that puts us at a 6 cap, 6.1.
Okay.
Right. So hypothetically, let's say we can grab this for 1.3, puts it at a 6.5 cap. Then your 70% actually puts you at that 1.35, right? So 75, 135, like that's 900 mortgage for 25-year at 5%.
Beautiful.
With your land transfer and all your cash required, you're looking at 5% cash on cash return from year one. Only gets better from there.
Yeah.
So if I learned anything from Dave, it hits all the markers, right? This is something that
it checks the boxes.
It checks the boxes. I think people would like this type of asset.
Yeah.
I'm very bullish on the leasing in this area because I've actually tracked the leasing action. So the commercial component, they go quick. It's a very desirable pocket. And the res, there's one for lease right now, similar. They're asking 27. It's been on for 10 days.
Yeah.
So I'll check in another 10 days, see where it goes.
So do you think the avatar of the person purchasing this is going to be owner occupied or investor? What do you think?
So that's why we've left it vacant. The owner had this conversation with me. They said, listen, should we start leasing? Should we leave it vacant? What are we doing here? Very honestly, it can be both.
Yeah.
Like it's a great property for an investor that has a little bit of cash, right? You need about, call it 450 in to do this deal, right? So 450 in, you're buying a great freehold asset, not condo. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah. And 450 is how much net income?
Your cash flow, sorry?
Cash flow, sure.
21,000 a year.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's your 5% cash on cash return.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So it's nice little property, right? I would, I like that. I run the numbers. I like it a lot.
You know what? Like, I love mine.
Yeah.
I love it. It gives you that little bit of commercial flavor, some res, pretty easy to manage, sustainable cash flow.
And this is the thing, right? We have so many people that have reached out to us, comments, phone calls, whatnot, that say, hey, I'm really interested in retail. Show me more retail, right? Multifam is a bit, people are feeling it's a bit risky right now with vacancy rates and whatnot, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do a lot more on the retail side, right? And
I don't know about the risk. I think where we are from a price perspective, it's especially if we're doing these direct to CMHC, they're pretty insulated, other than carrying forward some vacancies and things like you said. But we are getting a lot more calls of people inquiring about all the other commercial opportunities, which is why I'm happy you brought this, because the challenge is just because we consistently talk about, call it true multifamily, doesn't mean we aren't bullish on other scenarios just like this.
Yeah. No, this is great. Like, again, your majority of your income's coming from 60+% of your income's coming from the commercial component.
Got it.
Yes, it takes longer to find commercial tenants, but it's contract law, and we've talked about this before. So you're not dealing with landlord and tenant board.
Yep.
Right. Your tenant doesn't make a payment, they're out.
Yeah. It's actually like it's a pretty.
It's very refreshing.
It is refreshing. The conversations, because I own both. I know you do too. It's like the conversation's entirely different.
Yeah.
May I? Could I? They're coming to you, kind of saying, "Would you be okay with this?"
And you tend to have longer tenancies, right? Like you're signing 5-year deals, 5+ year deals. So you're going to have that stable income, and then your res tenant upstairs just a little bit there. Now, quickly, just want to jump into this before we ramble on too long. So value add, right? You're saying, okay, Jake, 5% cash on cash return, 6.5% is great, but what can I do to push value here? So we're one of the only units in this plaza left that has not added an addition to the back. So all of the plazas have actually doubled their square footage.
Wow.
There's that much room here. If not doubled, then at least added another 2,000 square feet.
To the commercial component?
To both.
To both?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you actually look at this plaza, most of them have 2 3-bedroom res units upstairs, or 3, 1 3-bed and
that's a
2
huge
2-beds.
value add.
So huge value add. They boost the commercial square footage, right? The zoning here actually does allow for ground floor res as long as it's not on the street front. So you could even do an addition and do 2 res, 2 res, 2 res, or whatever you want to do. Wow. So there's tremendous value add.
And it's vacant. You're ready to rock. Not that it would prevent you if it wasn't, but.
Yeah. And so you can do this either right off the bat. There's precedent for it. I have surveys. We have everything. And it's cinder block construction.
So got to go to the city. What would that entail? Minor
so you're
variance.
You're going to get architectural plans done.
Yeah.
Right. You don't need a variance. It's as of right. You can go and do this. So get your architecturals done. Get your designs done. Go to the city. Get your permit. Call that 6 months plus. And then you build.
Well, if all your neighbors have done it, it's beautiful.
Well, that's what I mean. There's tons of precedent. So you're never it's almost 100%. Nothing's ever 100%, but you look to the left, look to the right. They've all extended.
We're
the only one that's still the original size.
Fantastic.
It's interesting.
Wow, that is a big value add.
I'll actually show you. I got one photo. It's not the best, but you can see here.
Any rough idea of cost on that, or no idea yet? Because
we haven't costed it out yet, because again, we're selling it based on what it is today, and we're pricing it based on what it is today, right? So this is something that you can go and look at doing. It's going to have a cost to it, right? I'm sure it's not going to be $50,000.
Yeah.
But we've seen stuff like this get done in the past. It could be anywhere from $250,000 to $500,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can see here just in the back photo, and I'll kind of show you as well, Dave. So this is our unit here.
Yeah.
And then these are the 2 neighboring units.
Oh,
so you see they've basically doubled their square footage, and that's all the way down on both sides. Yeah.
That's a big value add. So really good call, keeping it vacant. That was a good move.
Yeah.
It is challenging to try to. That's why I asked you the question about the avatar, because there's so many different potential buyers, right? Even just owner occupied, true investment, and now somebody that wants to do the construction component, which is great. Yeah. Okay, question: is a VTB an option if somebody wants to do some of the construction?
So I've spoken with the owners about it. It's not their preference, as always, but they do own this cash. There's no mortgage on this property, so
it's potential.
If it's the right deal that's structured, right? Maybe we get our asking price, but we do a VTB back. There is possibility there. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, and then the ability to maybe submit stuff. Well, I guess this isn't like a multifamily. The conditional period would be much tighter.
Yeah, you're not going to be doing 90 days, but sure, like we don't mind, right? If you want to start applying for that, or even just make that a small condition to go to the city and have a conversation, absolutely.
I think that would make sense.
I'm very confident it can be done. So,
and you have a lot of the documentation.
We have surveys. We have, I believe, we have like original plans to extend. It's just they weren't done.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, last question for you. If I were to sort of go there and look at the commercial, already existing commercial tenants, what's the typical commercial?
So it's the pocket of town that it's in is very ethnically diverse. That's the word.
Yeah. Properly said. Well done.
Yeah. So you see there's like, it's almost anything. Like it's quite a mix, right? You have restaurants, you have
I was going to ask.
Textile companies, there's a cell phone shop there. The next door neighbor to this one is a U-Haul. So they actually rent U-Hauls there.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
literally everything.
It's quite a mixed bag, and the zoning allows it. It's such a wide
anything
broad zoning.
I get hard to ask you this, but is there anything you can't do there?
At this point, no.
Okay, cool.
No, there's professional office, so medical, right? You can do medical, you can do restaurant, you can do retail.
That is wildly diverse.
Office, yeah. It was run as a real estate office for 10 years.
Yeah,
right?
You get a lot of like lawyers going in there and stuff too.
There's 2 or 3 lawyers, funny enough. Accountants. There's 2 or 3 accountants.
A couple of nail salons, or
there's 1 or 2 nail salons.
So it's like I've been there before, but
absolutely.
I haven't. Yeah. I like it. That's fantastic. Okay, last one. I know I keep saying this. If somebody's interested in it, but they're hesitant on the commercial component, is that something that somebody on the team, would help them fill?
Absolutely. So what I would, if I was repping a client on this, right, I'm repping the seller, so I got to be careful, but I would actually say, well, listen, like I'm an investor. I see the value. I understand the pricing, but I want to fill that commercial. I would be bullish enough to say, okay, well, give us a 30-day condition and let's go fill that.
Cool.
Right? 60-day condition, let's go fill that. Because I'm very confident we can get a tenant in there. There's a lot of action in that node.
Perfect.
Because that's not much for lease as well. I've looked.
Yeah, I'm not that, like, people understand inherently that, hey, look, I can fill those residential units. But there's always that question mark for people that haven't on the commercial. And if it's the right spot, the level of confidence is huge.
I would actually be more bullish on the commercial than the res right now.
Yeah,
I know res is a little soft.
Yeah.
But,
well, that's why you chose the rental rate, right?
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you made it this far,
there we go.
Like, subscribe, give Jake a call. He can run you through it in more detail if you have some interest. So
absolutely, guys. Yeah, it's a great one. It's active now. Let's, if anybody's interested, reach out and we'll go from there.
This goes on MLS.
This goes on MLS today.
Okay, so by the time you watch this will be on MLS.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you.